It is Thursday, May 11th, 2023, and from the home studio in Middletown, Delaware, I'm Marshal Manlove from Delaware Sports and My Sports Reports, this being a special interview edition of our show. And we're going to meet some newly crowned champions here from my home state in Delaware. We'll introduce them to you here shortly. But before I do, let me make sure that I thank some people, beginning with allaboutsportsu.com. Mr. Tim Wampler is a longtime softball coach and mentor, and he's developed this online training academy for softball players. And if you visit allaboutsportsu.com and subscribe for 1 year, you can take 15% off of that subscription by using this flashing promo code, which is flashing because I'm hitting the button on and off. Yeah. Also, this is brought to you by me, Marshal Manlove, stage hypnotist. If you would like a funny, fascinating, and memorable experience for a party or an event that you are having, please consider my stage hypnosis show, details about which you can find at marshalmanlove.com. And I don't do many public shows, but we just signed one for October 7th at the Smyrna Opera House. So just mark that on your calendar now. I believe that's a Saturday at the Smyrna Opera House. And as I said, I don't do many local shows. I think I might have done 2 or 3 here in Delaware, so it'll be an opportunity to do so. And thanks go out to my friends at Jazzercise in Newark, Middletown, and Elkton, Maryland. One of the proprietors there runs a very active Facebook group page for parents of high school athletes. They are kind enough to post up links to the videos that I produce in that page. And just one more thing. One of my 4 jobs is as a real estate agent, and if you are looking to buy or sell a home in Delaware, Maryland, or Pennsylvania, visit marshall.kw.com to find out information about that. Now, hopefully, when I press this next button, my guests will appear, and so far everything's been working well, and it continues to work well. I'm on a streak. Man, that's right. Look at that. I hit the buttons and the right people come up. Now let me get the name of the team under there. The Odessa Ducks have joined me here today, the girls tennis team, who have just recently captured the Blue Hen Conference Flight B title. Is that correct, young Ducks?
Yes.
Their head coach leading the cheer over there all the way to the right. Introduce yourself to our growing fan base here, young lady.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Coach Ho here at Odessa High. I am a teacher here. I teach physics, chemistry, and aerospace science.
Are you a fan of the Big Bang Theory by any chance?
Yes.
Okay. Because a couple of main characters are physics professors there. I just wondered if you enjoy that show like I do. And so Odessa is still a new varsity program, still a new school here in the state. So I know factually that the most you can have here as far as an age group is concerned, or the highest you can have, is actually a junior. And it looks to me like you might only have 2. So the fact that you have captured a title here so far is pretty fantastic. Did you get a trophy or a plaque or something?
I don't think we get anything for Fight B, but I think our AD is in the process of probably getting us a banner to hang out on our fence on the tennis courts, because, you know, this is a first for Odessa. And so next year will be Flight A, and, you know, we may not be able to get this title again. So it's a big celebration. Maybe later on in the years we'll get Flight A, but currently I think a banner is all we kind of get, and Instagram posts.
Hey, they count. More people probably see that than the actual trophy or plaque in a trophy case at the school, right? So
yeah, that is true. We don't have anything yet in our trophy case.
That's why you need to get one. Yeah, right. Got to put something in there. Flight A already. I didn't realize that. Holy cow! Wow. So have you been coaching?
We're big next year.
That's great. Yeah, that campus is something else over there. I'll tell you what. So have you been coaching the team all 3 years or for how long here, Kathleen?
Yeah, I actually am the original coach since their freshman year, and I have 2 original students from my freshman team who moved up with me this year as well. So it's been exciting, a lot of hard work, and I'm really happy with my team thus far.
It should be. They just won you a championship,
Yeah.
right?
I can brag to everyone else. We're the first female and tennis team, so.
So I'll ask some of your players some of these questions too about the process if they know it, because I want to make sure everybody has a voice here. Who would you like to introduce to our growing fan base here first, Coach? Why don't we do it that way?
I guess let's start with our singles number 1. She is sitting in the back though. So hopefully she can project her voice, or we'll move her if that doesn't happen. But our number 1, raise your hand. This is Sarah Cito. She's moved up quite a lot from last year. Last year was her first year playing, and she was an exhibition player, moved up to doubles 2, then doubles 1, and then this year came right off the bat, singles number 1. So that's like a really big improvement from last year.
So Sarah, how old are you? What grade are you in?
I am 15 years old and I'm in 10th grade.
So that's a pretty good accomplishment for anybody at that age to be the first singles on a team. Well, just to make a varsity team to begin with, that's a big accomplishment, right? But you're like, I guess, like the ace of the team. I think that's kind of how you might describe that in as polite terms as I can probably make it without offending anybody there, right? How do you get to be first singles, Sarah?
Well, I first started last year and I was not very good, as I started at exhibition, which I was pretty new to the sport, but I think that I just became really dedicated, and today I practice like almost every day of the week. So not only in school, but I go out of school to practice.
You pretty much have to, right? I mean, when you get into the state championship tournament, you're playing against people who like live and breathe and eat this stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some serious tennis players here in Delaware. I don't know how they compare to the rest of the states in the regional, but it's the competition is fierce, I imagine. So who were some of your? Do you know what your record was this year, Sarah?
I think we are 9-1 right now.
And how about you personally? How'd you do?
I think I am 8-2.
That's fantastic. That's
Thank you.
good for you. Yeah. See, I root for the Ducks. I do.
Thank you.
Yeah. When the school started and I heard what the school mascot name was going to be, it was just very endearing to me. So I always root for the Ducks. All right.
We get quacked out a lot. So, yeah.
All right. So then, if we have a first singles, we have a second singles. I imagine, is she here?
Yeah, she's actually right next to Sarah, our second singles, Jolene Pham, who is one of the juniors that have stuck with me since freshman year.
So see that you only have 2. So Jolene, how old are you?
I'm
That's the easiest question I'm going to ask you. Okay.
not. I'm 17 years old and I'm junior, as we already know.
Okay. Are you nervous?
I mean, no, I'm just like one of the more. I get made fun of on the team a lot.
Why are people making fun of you? I'm not going to make fun of you, by the way. Okay. I'm here to boost you and say nice things about you. Okay. They are making fun of you. I can see that. As it's going on here. That's okay. All right. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Jolene.
I came from Maryland originally in like middle school, and then I moved here, and then I'm my class and Morgan, the other junior, we're gonna be like the first graduates. But I originally started tennis because I used to play a little bit in 6th grade. But if you didn't know, Coach Ho is my sister. So
okay.
she became coach because I started playing. And throughout the year, I kind of just stayed stagnant in like second singles.
So she's your actual sister, like blood sister?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very cool. So do you find that she's harder on you than anybody else on the team?
Yeah, just a little. Yeah.
Does she make a lot of fun of you too?
Yes. Yeah. Encourages it actually.
Well, see, it's okay coming from her. She's your older sister, but she can make fun of you and protect you all at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So, what was your biggest highlight of the year, Jolene?
I don't like. Okay, so like the first few games, I guess, like after my first loss, I like kind of realized that it's not gonna come easy, and I'm gonna have to put a little more elbow grease and work into winning games. So then after that, I was on a little bit of a win streak because of that game that I lost. Like because I lost because of a tiebreaker.
Okay.
It was very close. It was a very close game. She won the first set. Second set, she was had a tiebreaker and lost that tiebreak, and then came back and played the next tiebreak. Was up a couple of points, and then I think they ended with what 12, 14 or
it was 16-18.
16-18. So
Oh, wow.
you know that she played really, really hard to try to win that set, but unfortunately we lost when we definitely should have won. And she took it a little hard, but I think she came back and is better for it.
Okay, that's a good highlight. All right, let's go to your third singles player.
Oh, so we have Tiana Lewis here. She's playing just the same amount of times as Rachel has been playing. Her first year last year, she was third singles. And currently, I think she is our undefeated.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Tiana, how old are you? What grade are you in?
I'm 16 and I'm in the 10th grade.
All right. And what got you into tennis?
I started my year, like freshman year, I started with volleyball and I really liked that and I enjoyed it. So then I went to the next season and I was like, oh, I think I want to play another sport. And that was basketball. Didn't really plan out, but then the next season it was tennis and I was like, oh, this seems really fun. And I just enjoyed it so much. I just started playing that too.
So raise your hands, everybody here who has like played competitively outside of high school, if you have.
For tennis?
Yeah, tennis. Not a single wait, one.
Yeah, our the Cito girls have kind of started this year. They just started this year to play more competitively.
All right. So basically, you built this team from scratch then.
Yes,
Like
correct.
nobody played competitive tennis, and you. So talk about the recruiting process there within the school for you, Coach.
I do a lot of recruiting by myself. So a lot of the girls were volleyball team girls. So I recruited them. I was like, hey, volleyball really transitions well with tennis. If you come, I can improve your hitting and your free balls, your serves. And so I kind of got some of them to join. Some girls are just word of mouth, like they're my sister's friends. And I was like, hey, you're not doing anything in the spring, come and play tennis. I also used to teach at the middle school. So Aubrey, my other freshman here, and Rachel both were at Cantwell's, and Aubrey was a part of the tennis club. Rachel just started playing because Sarah and Abby were playing. Abby's now my manager, the other Cito sister. I have 3 of them. There's 4 of them. And then I just had, kids who came out and actually, I think actually this is her second year trying out, and this year she made the team. So that's, you know, a highlight. Some of them come back, and some of them I just recruit from other sports or through family and friends, basically.
That's actually pretty amazing because it can take years to build a program. You know, at least 4 years, because you try to start with some kids early, they're freshmen, and by the time they're senior year, they're mature, they've gained the experience. But you started with kids who never even played and ended up 9-1 here so far. That's fantastic. So Tiana, talk about a highlight of the season for you so far.
A highlight will be when we can't talk about a game.
Yeah.
Against Middletown. Middletown was a really tough opponent. They really the girl I was going against, she was great, amazing, and like the whole team was really energized and great. And that was a really tough opponent, and I was going into there thinking that like maybe I wasn't gonna win. This would probably be my first loss of the season. I didn't know that the season was gonna go like this. I didn't know who my opponents were, and I just knew Middletown was a tough team, and she really put up a really good fight, and that was like a really good win in my book.
Yeah, looking at that score, 6-3, 6-love, as a matter of fact, in that game. Yeah, good for you.
She came back in Dickinson too. I think Dickinson was a really good highlight for her. She lost the first set, and then second set like blew it out of the water, and then played the tie break. She actually had to play a whole third set instead of doing a tie break because it wasn't decided yet. So she worked really hard in the hot sun.
Well, yeah, good for you. So then we would go down to not down, but over, I guess, to first doubles. There would be two players, since it's a doubles match, that we need to talk to here. But first, let's, I don't know, let's see. Never interviewed doubles players before. I don't really know how to go about what questions to ask here, other than the basic ones, which would be, first of all, who are they?
All right, we've got Rachel Cito, and then we have Morgan Maurer, who's my other junior that came with me.
So, Morgan, how old are you?
I'm 16.
And Rachel, how old are you?
I'm 14.
And you're a freshman, one of the two freshmen on the team. Congratulations, first doubles, first year on the team, and you're like made the first doubles squad. That's fantastic. So how much tennis do you, well, let me see. Let me ask some different questions here. What do you like about the doubles game in tennis?
Well, so one thing it's good like communication wise, and yeah, it's really nice working with like a partner.
It's really fun after you get like a really good shot and you turn to your partner and you're both like smiling and giggling. Just not having someone to share that with.
Yeah, at least you have somebody to high five, right? When you're playing singles, you can't high five anyone. I guess they'll let the ball boy, if you have one or something, you turn around, high five him. But so that's kind of this is kind of like a trivial part of it. But how do you handle the situation with the tennis balls throughout the course of a match? Because so you watch a pro game and you got the tennis, you have ball boys getting the balls, throwing them to you, and all that kind of stuff. How do you work that out during a regular match?
It's kind of like an awkward, like, hold on. You kind of like run and like go grab it yourself, and then you kind of just like tuck it in your skirt. We don't have ball boys. You kind of just get them ourselves, and sometimes it'll go onto a different court. And be like, hey, can you pass that ball over here? But you know.
So how does the high school game compare to like the college game or pros as far as rules are concerned? Do either of you know? Double stars?
I'm not very up to date with college or pro rules, but yeah, we don't have refs, so we make all of the line calls and like stuff like that ourselves, which can be a challenge if like our opponent thinks the ball was in and we think it was out. But you can call for a line judge if you feel that
the calls are consistently not what you agree with.
So what does happen in such a dispute, though? Do you kind of replay it? Do you have a gentleman's agreement to redo that one? How does that work?
So, I guess when, like, if your opponent makes, like, a call that you might not, like, agree with, you usually ask, like, are you sure? And then it kind of works out from there. Like, if they really are sure, then you go with it. But, if they're not, I guess they might call it in, or you might replay the play.
Okay. So I know sometimes in volleyball, as your coach knows, that we can't really come to a mutual agreement on a call. We can replay it, but I guess that isn't the case then here in tennis, Coach?
No. I kind of like to say, like, there's no redos in tennis. It's, it's in or out, and that's kind of it. And usually with the line judges, it does allow the other players to be more accountable. Sometimes the line judges, like, if the player opponent says they look at the line judges because they don't know, the line judges can then chime in and say that was in or that was out. Usually the players start playing a little bit better because they see that someone else is there watching them, and so they have to be truthful.
Okay. So Rachel and Morgan, what were some of your highlights of this season?
I think the overall growth for me from the beginning of the year, I've grown a lot in form and in strength of hits.
Okay. Rachel, how about you? What was your highlight of this year?
I guess we played a lot of, like, tough. Many of our matches were, like, pretty tough and close, and we managed to work through it, and I guess we just helped each other, I guess, in a way.
Okay. All right. Let's go over to second doubles now. And who are your second doubles players?
So I actually have three doubles number two players.
Okay.
Currently, I'm in a situation where the pairs work out really, really well, and I'm trying to get them to have an even amount of games, and then we're basically going to have challenge matches before our state's championship, so that I can figure out which pair to send. So my doubles number two team is, like, pretty solid. They're neck and neck. They have, like, even amounts of pros and cons. So it's the Lamise Alfruk. I have Krishna Patel here in front of me, and then Aubrey Free, our freshman.
Okay. Hello, Lamise, Aubrey, and Krishna. So how did three of you manage your emotions about that whole process? There's three of you there, and are you friendly? Is it a friendly rivalry? Do you arm wrestle to see who's going to do it this week? That kind of thing. What?
They hit each other with their
Rock, paper, scissors. But talk about the emotions of that, because your teammates, and you want to win for your team, but at the same time you want to be there and you have to compete against your own teammates. That's what's kind of unique about tennis, and then also wrestling and track as well. But talk about that process for you three.
I think we're, like, super understanding people, and, like, we have pros and cons for, like, ourselves and who we play with. So it's like we understand each other, and, like, we know what Coach Ho is doing. She's doing the best for the team and for ourselves. And, like, there's no jealousy in the team, of course, and we just communicate it out.
Yeah, well said. Aubrey, how about you? You're one of the two freshmen there. So you pretty much just kind of you go in there and you just sort of have to kind of take what's handed to you because you haven't experienced it before. But talk about your feelings and thoughts about that, how that works out.
No, I think as, like, a second doubles team, we're just, like, super, like, understanding, and there's never really jealousy, like, going on between the three of us, because, like, we understand, we, like, all, like, know we have, like, the same sort of skill level, and there's not, like, much you can do about it. So we try to balance the like amount of games we all get like pretty evenly, and I knew like as a freshman that these girls, like I would have to like work hard to get my spot on the team, so I'm just lucky to be here.
Yeah, well said. Well said. You're going to be a captain of this team at some point. I'll bet you. You're well spoken. Good for you. Maybe not. There's other well spoken people here too, but I was very impressed with that little statement there. Krishna, how about you? Tell me something about yourself. How old are you, Krishna?
I'm 16 and I'm a sophomore.
Okay. So same question. Go ahead.
So kind of going off of what Aubrey and what Lanice was saying, through like tennis practices and through games, we've all gotten really close as a group. So, you know, we understand each other well, and I feel we have really good communication. So there's never like a misunderstanding between us, and we always keep each other like in the know to make sure like how we're feeling. And I think overall we just work very well together.
You could be captain too. All three of you. You're all very well spoken. I'm very impressed. Very impressed. It doesn't surprise me because I'm very impressed by your coach too. She's a charming individual, and I can tell she's building a winning program, and hopefully she stays there for a long time and just churns out champions during her tenure there at a record pace. So who else do we have? There's a couple people I haven't talked to. Who do we need to meet here? Coach?
So we have my exhibition players. So
Okay.
I have Gracie here. I've got Madison Beckley. Sorry, Gracie Lipson. I've got Ashley Poyet, and then Sana Braggs, and then we have our Alaskan. What is it like? Native. Megan Norbert. She did not fare well with the weather change, so she had to. She's also another freshman on our team. And then we have my manager, Abby Cito, in the back there, who used to play, is also a lefty, but she doesn't want to play anymore. Yeah, Rachel's the other lefty, so like that's really special about them. We lefties are pretty challenging, kind of like in volleyball. Our left side, right side hitters are phenomenal. Like we like them, they're tricky. So I was hoping that she would play again, but it's all right. She's still on the team.
All right. So, what's your name? The young lady who came from Alaska, like
Megan.
literally from Alaska.
Yes.
What's your name again?
Megan Norbert.
Megan. I'm sorry, because on my roster here I only have two people from exhibition, so it's a little tricky for me to keep up with people's names here. So I'm kind of interested about Alaska. How much tennis are they playing out there?
I have played none. This is my first year playing tennis.
All right, what got you into tennis then?
New sport, because I actually played volleyball back in Alaska, and I was bummed that I wasn't able to play here. So it was just kind of something interesting that I could do.
All right. Yeah, a little bit of a delay there. Sorry about that. Well, welcome to Delaware.
Thank you.
How long have you been here?
Since December.
Oh, wow. You just literally moved here. Wow. No kidding. Are you like sweating to death like right about now? It gets to be like 60 and right? It's very cold there, I imagine, right, in Alaska?
Yeah, I lived in Eagle River, which is close to Anchorage.
Okay. Yeah, I hear it's beautiful there. But anyway, welcome to Delaware. And let's see who we have. That was. And how about Madison? Where's Madison? Hi, how old are you? What grade are you in?
I'm 16 and I'm a sophomore.
All right. So describe the exhibition position on the roster.
It just feels like doubles, but like you don't like see your score on like the page or anything. You don't like see it counted, but it's just like a fun experience to have, to like experience going against other people that you like never been like against before.
Yeah, I think that's kind of interesting. It kind of reminds me, I guess, of like cross country in the sense that people can compete, but you have certain starting positions that score points there. But you can compete, stay in shape, learn the game, learn your competitors, work your way up, see what you need to do to crack the roster and something like that. So what do you think you're going to have to do to get a spot in one of the point scoring positions next year, Madison?
I definitely would say just me working outside of school, like actually going to like tennis camps or something like that. Like I know what I need to work on, find out how I can improve myself to get better, and just try to move up.
All right, and who else was on the exhibition squad there?
Gracie Littleton.
Grace. Yeah. Hi, Grace. How old are you? What grade are you in?
I'm 16 years old. I'm a sophomore.
Okay. Well, actually, I do see you on here. And so, what was your experience like with the Odessa Ducks tennis team here so far this year? What stood out
They're
for you?
amazing. I love every single one of them.
We love you too, Tillis.
And do you play any other sports there at the school?
Yeah, I play volleyball.
So who? Raise your hand if you're either playing volleyball currently or have played volleyball. You just recruited the whole team, didn't you? Like, all right, you're playing tennis too.
Yeah.
There's a net, so we can all relate to the net and hitting the ball over the net, right? That same kind of concept.
They all like playing front, so it should be easy for them. The net's yay high, like waist level. So
So who else haven't we met there?
we have Ashley and Sanaa here in the front. Sanaa is currently injured. She tweaked herself. Yeah. While playing tennis, I guess she was running around and then tumbled on the court. And then Ashley is her best friend who just laughs at her pain. But Ashley's greatly improved too. She's someone who came out last year, didn't make the team, and then came back this year and then just kept on working and has greatly improved.
And what was the extent of your injury?
They told me that I squished my meniscus. Yeah, and I'm getting it checked out soon, so hopefully I'm good to go.
Okay. You don't need surgery or anything like that, do you?
I don't think so.
I hope not, because that's not fun.
Nope.
No.
Our first tennis injury.
What's that?
Our first tennis injury, like, ever.
So that'll be an answer to a trivia question there at Odessa somewhere down the road.
Yeah.
Who was the first tennis player ever injured at Odessa High? You've earned that honor. So tell me something else about yourself, non-tennis related. So you're sitting there thinking, man, I hope he asked me this question. What question would you want me to ask you?
I don't know.
And tell me about your coach. What does she mean to you?
She's very nice, you know. Yeah, she feeds us sometimes. And yeah, she's an amazing coach. I mean, she coached all of us and look at where we're at.
So does she ever get like mad and make you run sprints and stuff like that?
Not this year.
Not this year.
Last year.
What do you think? What do you think her secret to success is as the coach of your team?
Just making us work harder and just makes us like practice everything that we need to and work on things.
Okay.
How is this year different from last year? Because I know you were here last year and then this year. Like how has practice been a little different?
Hey, I'm doing the interviewing. I'm doing the interviewing here. How is this year different from last year?
Last year, I was one of the four that she wasn't really sure on, and then I ended up making the team. And this year, I ended up being exhibition. And I would just say that I was working a lot harder, and this year I kind of just like fell off a little bit. But
Tell you, as soon as you slow down, somebody passes you. You always got to work and grind it out. That is for sure. And then what? And then right to your left, what was your name again? I'm sorry.
Ashley.
Ashley. Oh, you're soft spoken. How old are you? What grade are you in?
I'm 15 and I'm in the 10th grade.
Okay. And are you uncomfortable, Ashley?
No, not at all.
Your arms are crossed. You're like, oh man, I hope he doesn't get to me. That's like a guarded position. If you understand body language, loosen up, shake it out, shake yourself out. There you go. All right. So talk about your experience on the team this year.
I feel like I really enjoyed being on this team and everything because I don't usually play sports, but everyone kept talking to me like, yo, play tennis this year. You didn't do it last year. I showed up last year for like 3 days and never came back with good explanation. But I feel like I really like the team. I like everybody that I play with, and I like the challenge because since I'm expedition, I have improved. Expedition.
You should see her.
Exhibition. I have improved, and I like playing with people that are above my level because it gives me more of a challenge whenever I'm on the court.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Abby, what are some of your duties as the manager of this team?
Usually doing the score, but like an under the table, I guess, duty would be feeding the team, you know?
Okay. Coach, fill in any blanks for me. What am I missing, if anything, here? You can talk about people in particular, your team in general, something that kind of completes this conversation here.
I think that kind of sums up most of it. This team, like, unlike other sports, I feel like we're very supportive of one another, and there's nothing like rivalry, I guess. Like, it's yeah.
Except for me.
Yeah.
I love it.
But it's a team sport, and these girls, they worked hard this year, and they deserve this win.
Coach, take off on that and fill in any blanks that were left behind here.
I guess, the method this year was a little different from last year in terms of their practices and how they were run. I kind of threw everyone in this year and was like, all right, here are the basics, crash course, now jump in and play. And then I will call you out or help you when I see something happening. I do try to be more positive with them this year. Last year, I was like, they could tell when I was angry and I was like, okay, did you do your best? No? Okay, get away from me. But this year, I feel like my relationship with these girls have grown, obviously. I give them hugs now, and I didn't last year. There are less tears this year than there were last year, so that's a positive. I just really enjoyed the small team that I have. And even though, yes, tennis is an individual sport, kind of, our success are based on our team and how many points we're scoring all together. And each of the girls help each other out. If they're struggling with something, they're like, oh, what is this? I love our doubles team. They're so supportive of each other. They celebrate really good shots, and they'll
what is it when you guys like try to
They console each other on really tough losses as well. So it's just really nice to experience that with my team. I'm very proud of you guys.
Oh. So I know you have one more regular season match. It's going to be a tough one against Archmere, and then the state tournament starts on the 20th. Is there a qualifying process? Does everybody on who's your starting lineup, first, second, third singles and first, second doubles, make it into the tournament? How does that work?
So as long as everyone has played 7 games within that position, they usually will make states. Right now, my first, second, third singles, my doubles number 1 is a definite in who is going to states. It's my doubles number 2 that's the challenging part. But we have figured out a solution. I wish that I could send all of them.
Sure, of course. All right. Well, best of luck to you in your final game match of the season, and we'll follow your progress in the state tournament and root for you and hope that you do well and do big things and continue to follow you during the next couple of years as well as you continue to grow and progress. Ladies, thank you very much for making time to stop by Delaware Sports and My Sports Reports. Coach, thank you so much for arranging this with me. I appreciate that, and I will see you somewhere. Definitely volleyball. Definitely volleyball season. Well, at least see you then, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
You'll see us then.
Thanks again, ladies. Wave goodbye to our growing fan base here at Delaware Sports and My Sports Reports. I'm going to hit end meeting for all and say good night. Thank you so much.
Bye.
And that's that. The Odessa Ducks, the ladies tennis team, their head coach, Kathleen Ho, charming individual for sure. And I met her during volleyball season and ran into her at a volleyball match, invited her here. And then right after that, they won the Flight B championship, 9-1 on the year, just their 3rd year in existence. And as you heard, nobody there played tennis before, competitively anyway, maybe just hacked around a little bit on a court. So that is testimony to the coach's ability to lead and motivate and teach young people. So she's an asset to that school and the community for sure. Special thanks go out to my wonderful, beautiful wife, Donnie M., my friends, Tommy K. and Joey V., supporters of the show from day one. You can support the show simply by subscribing. It's free on whatever platform you find these videos. Occasionally press the play button so you can see what we're actually trying to do here. And what we're doing here, just trying to say nice things about people and meet as many people as possible and develop some relationships with us here and with you there. All right, that'll be it. You can recommend somebody for an interview. Just reach out to me at mysportsreports@gmail.com. If you have something of interest that might interest me, mysportsreports@gmail.com is the email address you need to know. And please find our Facebook page, Delaware Sports, and like that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Marshal Manlove, and now from the home studio in Middletown, Delaware, I bid you farewell. Because I'm gone. I'm out. Leaving. As soon as I hit this button, I can find it.